For the 2 days we are going to be here, the 45th Annual General Meeting and the Convention of CARTA, we want to make it a game changer that will cause a difference, more so to your business. Please, whatever you discuss, tweak a bit to your business. I hope one day, our president, you tell this team how they make money.
Going further together has a very strong connotation. It's actually the crux of true leadership today. We, as a part of a travel industry, coming from different parts of the world, need to start looking at ourselves as one team. Because we are in a team called travel and tourism. Whether you like it or not, we've chosen this profession. And we need to stay with it. And I think the crux of our leadership is building this team stronger. It's not happening. I keep traveling everywhere and I feel a lot of disintegration rather than integration. And I'm glad that in this convention of CARTA, you have so many neighboring associations. A big round of applause. A very big round of applause. That at the AGM of one country, you have 7, 8 countries present. Now, that is the beginning of saying together we can do it. And we are now talking in terms of situations that we as travel and tourism encounter. And all these situations are about our growth plans. How do we grow? What do we do to grow? Chairman Joseph said, he asked me a question, where do you make your money from? And you know what my response was? I wasn't talking about the $2 million in the bank. I said, you make your money from doing something that others are not doing. You make your money from serving your customers in a manner that others are not able to do the same thing. So I believe uniqueness is the way that we all need to evolve in, because we are in a world of competition, not competition for money, but competition for offering service. And the better the service is, I believe that's where we craft our success. So it's about a growth plan. No matter what waves may stop us, there are going to be a lot of challenges. We've seen challenges in the past. The biggest challenge was the COVID when it came in, my God. I've got associations in UFTA which say, hey, the government gave us X million. I said, why? They wanted our staff of different companies to be offered salaries despite the fact that there was no business, and there are countries where the government could do nothing. Now, this is the dichotomy of the travel and tourism when you talk about the world perspective of tourism. So we have to push ourselves beyond. That's the moral of the story. We talk about UFTA. I come from UFTA, so it becomes my duty to share with you what UFTA is. It's the United Federation of Travel Agents Association. I'm so happy one of our newest members has come back to us. Thank you very much. Folami from Nigeria, and we are glad to have Nigeria back. UFTA greets you. I bring greetings from all the members of UFTA. We started in 1966, and we are in 2026. Very soon, we will be celebrating our 60 years. And I remember Joseph telling in one of our board meetings, it's time UFTA comes to Kenya, and I said, why not? We can call it Katai, K-A-T-A-A-I for Thai. And then UFTA also is a part of associations we want to develop. Dear friends, we congratulate Kenya tourism. I was reading a lot about the growth of tourism in different parts of the world, particularly Africa. And I must say, the kind of success Kenya has recorded is amazing. 2024. And this is a statement that is truly, truly inspiring. Not many tourism boards can take benefit of this or be proud of this. A record 2.4 million international travelers. 14.7% increase over 23. Don't you want to give your tourism board a round of applause? This is real success. This is real success. Compliments to KTB. 19.7% increase in earnings from tourism is absolutely a stellar record. Now, this is what happens to us. You see these figures, which is a data that shares with us all the stories, but more important, there is so much of learning from there. CARTA is a very important association for UFTA. Very, very important. We've had a number of representatives of CARTA on the UFTA board, and I'm glad that this year we have this young man. You're gone silent about it? Aren't you applauding him? A wonderful leader. We feel so privileged. We feel so privileged that we have the chairman of CARTA as a member of the board of UFTA. Let me share with you, I come from India. India, the association name is TAI, TAAI, Travel Agents Association of India. I had retired as a president in 2019 and then got on to UFTA, but back into TAI again because TAI is celebrating its 75th year next year. So it's a double diamond jubilee for TAI. And when we look at TAI, the top three guys of TAI, we certainly have them as our members, but what do they do? And what is so significantly different between TAI and CATA? And this is for you, Mr. Chairman, and your other colleagues. That in India, the top three agents are consolidators. But in Kenya, the top three agents are individual, independent entities. And I believe that is a huge draw in favor of CATA. And when I go back and share this with my members, they'll be mighty thrilled that this is the quality of leadership CATA has. Congratulations, Chairman. Congratulations, Nicanor. You as a CEO, I've seen you driving CATA for years, and now you're with ISATA as well. So wherever you travel, you carry a lot of clout with you. You travel a lot of experience with you. You have a foresight. You plan things well. That's why I said I ought to kidnap you to India. Surely, yes, I'll do it someday. I'll do it someday. We get on to this subject called going beyond traditional partners. I'll try to be a bit fast because it's a long subject, but I must respect your time. All I would like to say is we're talking about how do we get away from the traditional part of doing our business? And where is the real catch? How do I get into global partnerships? Is that possible? And we talk about a very important subject. Now read this carefully. It says, if your absence is not felt, maybe presence is not required. Now, we want your absence to be felt. In other words, we are talking about 5 years from now. Don't look at today. Look at 5 years from now. How relevant will be your business? How relevant will you be? Is the customer going to be the same customer? I bet you the customer will demand much more, expect much more. And the question is, do you have the wherewithal? Are you ready to be in your leadership situation? And when you talk about relevance, you may be wondering, what is this guy talking about? What is relevance all about? Here it says, what you want to say versus what they are interested to hear. What you want to say, what they are interested to hear. And if both of them have a part of confluence in both these verticals, that is relevance. Your relevance is what you say is what they want to hear, not what you say because you want to say it. A lot of us say things because we want to say it, but the point is, are they wanting to hear it? And that is exactly the role of a travel consultant, travel advisor, travel agency in this evolving world of tomorrow. What do you do versus what others do? That's where is the first question. Think for a moment, dear friends. I've been a part of this industry since 1987. I had a consortium called Interserve, much older than Uniglobe in India. We've been putting a lot of people together to look at volumes, because without volumes, there's no status, is what we thought at one point of time. As time passed, the world evolved, scenarios evolved. So the big question to all of us is, what do you do that others don't do? One important question. And the second, you versus your passenger. Are you the advisor or is passenger your advisor? And isn't this the era that we all come to? Please ask your staff. The staff who's sitting on the first row, check with that staff. Do you hear what the passenger wants, or do you advise what the passenger should want? Now, that's a big, big, big gap I believe we all need to start churning about. So, dear friends, we are looking at travel and tourism as an industry. Do I have a career there? Is a question a lot of young people are asking. One of the important thrusts that industry is making worldwide, not in Kenya, not in India, is why is it that the younger generation is not ready to take on the the responsibility of becoming a travel and tourism industry leader. Why are they not fascinated about this career? You need to show this graph to them. You need to talk to young people. Associations, I believe, must get on to education. And one of the important aspects of education, and we are working very close with VFS. VFS Global is one of those remarkable companies of this world. And at India, we and them are getting together. And we are looking at different forms of education because young people are not ready to join us, which is not very encouraging for us. And the question is there a career? Look at this slide. The next 10 years, unstoppable growth. Look at the blue line. We took a dip during COVID, but if there was no COVID, that dip would never have happened. But despite the fact that dip, which was 52% spending coming down, that dip has been overcome. It shows the strength of the travel and tourism industry. 5% growth happened from 2010 to 2019 YOY. And now we are talking about 2024 to 2034, 7% growth definitely to happen. This is a prediction that is everywhere. You open any website, talk about any travel trends, you will see this happening. Now the question is, if this is the growth that will happen in the industry, where am I? Am I going to be someone connected with it? So it's time for me to start looking at global partnerships and get away from the traditional mode. We talk about traditional modes. Nikanor said, sir, come and talk about why do we need to get away from the traditional mode. He said, people are not willing to get into global partnerships. People are not willing to go beyond those traditional market practices. Well, my response is, travel models are increasingly challenging. They are changing. The biggest threat for this world is sustainability because number of players are coming up while the number of businesses are growing on. Now the question is, in this sustainability factor, will I be there or would I get wiped out? We are talking about traditional partners. Are they respecting the norms? Do the traditional partners continue to do what was happening before? No. You see, as an example, 920 was an advantage agency. 920 era was advantage agency, and now it is advantage airlines. I'm not saying this that airlines have taken away our monies. No. Airlines have their own mechanisms, their own systems, their own profiles, their own competitive factors. And they realize that customers should be the one who should pay to the agency and not the airline, why they could supplement you in a partial way. Now, this mindset, a very big transformation was what you expect from an airline to what you must expect from an airline actually makes a big difference. We are working on B2B. Now, when a B2B becomes a B2C, what happens in the market? Think for a while. When a B2B becomes a B2C, what happens in the market? So when you talk about a new world, we are talking about newer approaches. So collaboration, dear friends, is the key. So when we talk about global partnerships, my question is, how well are you connected? Ask yourself. I see a lot of travel companies. I look at you, ask yourself, how well are you connected? Right now, what is your domain of work? Me, my company in this region, my customers from this region, full stop. Are you going beyond the circle? Is it possible that I can have customers beyond my region? Now, this is the new era that has very strongly set in. So how well connected are you? And the question is, are you noticed beyond your region? A lot of us are not known. Beyond our region, who are you? Nobody. Is somebody aware of this company? No. You may be the biggest here, but what about beyond your region? That is where I believe the global partnerships come to set in. Partnerships actually strengthen the present, consolidate. Consortiums, everywhere they happen. I met a few people here. One says, I'm from BCD, the other says, I'm from FCM. Now, what are they? They are very large representative bodies getting together. Now, they become a role model for all of us. They become a very important role model for all of us. If they can do it, why can't you and I do it? How can you and I do it? How can you and I become someone very similar to these organizations that are growing up? There are a lot of consortiums happening. How can you and I get onto them? I believe that's the next question that you have to address in order to sustain this success level that you're currently into. And purpose of partnerships is technology. Now, I'm asking you a question. How many of you are online agencies? Online, OTA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why not? Why not? Why can't you be one? Like in India, we are struggling to come up with a concept called TiE Connect. And we call it plug and sell. Mr. Chairman, look at this. We call it plug and sell. You need the support from the GDS companies to interface your master portal, allow people to plug in, connect to their GDS, and sell their ticket stock. If each one of them has to develop a portal, it's going to be huge money. But if an association can do it, offer the members the facility to plug and sell, the association is actually empowering its members to go online at a very nominal cost. I'll share with you something that's happening in India today. We have an IATA financial security. Any IATA people here? I heard IATA was acknowledged. Anybody from IATA? No one. Okay. IATA financial security. I asked Joseph, what's your financial guarantee? He said, about 5 million. I said, how do you do it? He said, I go to my bank, give them collaterals, pay them maybe 2% charges to the bank, 2% charges to the bank. They give me a document, and that document, what do? I give it to IATA, and my journey with IATA continues. I'm able to do business the way I do it. The same payment system happens. I said, look, you need to change this. How is it possible? I said something called joint bank guarantee. I talked about it earlier. IATA cancelled it. It was only a local issue. We went to San Diego to the PA conference. We debated with the airlines. 100% of the airlines voted in favor of a presentation UFTA did. And that presentation was to allow associations to have a joint bank guarantee. What happens in a joint bank guarantee? It's a mutual liability. A mutual liability. So 380 agents of TiE, 380 agents of TiE don't have to go to the bank. 380 agents of TiE don't have to give IATA any guarantee. 380 agents of TiE don't have to pay that 2 or 3% bank charge. What do? They give a small deposit, which is just about 12% of your financial security. They just give you a deposit, which is about 12% of your financial security. To whom? To association. And what does the association do? The association undertakes, underwrites, and issues a guarantee on behalf of these 380 agents. One document, all the 380 agents are benefited. Don't you think it's the right way forward? Yes or no? You don't have to go to the bank. You don't have to run after the manager. You don't have to waste your time. And the quantum of time that a participating member gives is 30 minutes. He gets a letter, files the uploads, signs an agreement, pays the 12%, and you're covered. Your financial security is covered. That we ask the member if they want one slab higher. If your guarantee is for 1 million and you want 1.5 million, we will give it to you. We will give it to you. No extra cost. No bank charges. Now, this is what I mean by collaboration. I've just given you one small example, dear friends. Now, if we don't start working together, putting our minds together, and finding what is it we can do as leaders representing associations for the benefit of our members, I believe that's possible. So I talk about technology, I talk about partnerships which can actually expand our outreach. So we are in a learning era. There's so much we can learn from Kata, from India, and there's so much Kata can learn from India. Now UFTA believes in this, working together. We learned so much from Tursap, Turkey, one of the biggest associations of UFTA. They have 1,600 member agencies in one association. The relationship they have with the government is perhaps a dream for every association to have a similar relationship with the government. Imagine an association with 1,600 travel companies working together, and they are like the government, like a government, a quasi-government, and the government works very close with them. So there's so much of learning that can happen when this collaboration happens, which I believe is very important. We talk about, why should I go online? Well, these people have taken away our business. And there are good lessons to learn from them. We talk about Make My Trip, we talk about GoIbibo, we talk about Expedia. What's happening with them? What they're actually doing is, they are enormously influencing the customer. They're just not offering sale. They're offering a lot of advisory. And that is where a very important aspect of what they do happens. I was reading an article on Make My Trip. He's a very good friend from Lufthansa, Mr. Kalra, who started this company. And today, can you imagine, for a large market like India, a very large market like India, this one OTA has 24% of the market share. 24% of the domestic market share is with one company. The strength of technology, the strength of people trying to go away from the traditional mode. Dear friends, isn't it time for us to wake up and start looking at e-commerce as a very, very important aspect? We are looking at the online market travel. Now, do you want to say, why the hell should I get into online? I'm happy with whatever's happening to me. Well, here's the figures for you. I said data tells you the story. And here's another story. The global online market in 2021 was $354 billion. $354 billion in 2021. Now, the market for 2030 is projected to be 1,836 billion. How many times has it grown? Do you want to be out of this market? Is a question you must ask. 354 billion to 1,835 billion. That growth will surely happen. Do you want to be out of this growth? Why can't I be a part of it? Now, this is where I believe we must start looking at an opportunity which has a current average growth rate of 14.8%. Dear friends, I can go on. Believe you me, I can go on. I've traveled all over. I've interacted with a lot of associations. I've interacted with a lot of leaders. We sit at the IATA Global Joint Council, which is called the Passenger Agency Program. We look at the debates. We look at the advancements that the airlines are doing, and hats off to them for their very broad vision and a very focused strategies that they have for the next 5 years. The only difference between them and us is they can see what's happening 5 years later. We are unwilling to see how we should evolve 5 years later. And that unwillingness let us convert into opportunities. Influencing customer choice is so important. Why I talk about online is you must be able to be visible on a social media. Today, 52% of the Facebook users said their friends' photos inspired their holiday choice and travel plans. 52%. TripAdvisor is becoming increasingly important because of the advisory. Now it also means that we are not just into business of selling. We need to be into the business of influencing people's buy. The moment you are able to influence people by, you are then the leader. 33% have changed their hotels. 7% have changed their destinations. 10% have changed the resorts they have to live in. And 5% have even changed the airlines they want to fly. All because of a visible advisory. All I can say is going farther together is as important. Because our first goal is let's go forward, further together. But further together is to go farther together. All I can say is get ready. The time is now. And opportunities are going to be with us like never before. Never before. Wake up, dear friends. It's a great convention. Charge yourself up. By the time you leave from here, your terminal behavior, as I call it, what should be your terminal behavior of this Kata convention? Terminal behavior with all the sessions, with all those people coming and speaking to us, with the interaction that's happening with you, between you and others and between you and yourself. What happen is you must evolve. And the bottom line is very clear. Collaboration is the key. All I can say is all the best for your new destination in travel. And what is your new destination? It's your own new levels of global connect. I wish you success. I wish you a long time where you can actually feel delighted that you're not just yourself in your region, but you're also a part of the world that's evolving.